We're going to be looking at the AEW Stadium Stampede.
Mark, I love this.
Wasn't it brilliant?
Can we do all of the rest?
And now, pelting Jericho with footballs.
They got the ball back. Full of pigskin.
My groin!
Oh, that hurt. You got him a little low.
That was right below the old belt buckle.
God.
This was great. This is from Double or Nothing, AEW's second pay-per-view, which took place in May 2020. Very much early days of the big lockdowns and shutdowns and stadiums being shut across America because of the pandemic. And what's really unusual about this is a reaction to a pandemic that actually, rather than, they'd been backed into a corner.
Yeah.
You know, how do we deliver wrestling in the no-fan era? And what they did here was that being backed into a corner ended up with them creating something that was much better than they could have done had the pandemic not come along.
They found like a new playground that they couldn't have done otherwise.
Completely. Worth saying.
If that thing about crowds and stuff, it would have been a different show.
They would never have done this match. There would no way. Apart from anything else, the stadium it takes place in would have been busy. The reason that it happens in AEW as well is the owner of AEW, Tony Khan, is the son of, what's his name? Shad Khan?
Yeah, I think so.
Who is the owner of Fulham Football Club. He also owns the Jacksonville Jaguars, which is the stadium here where the Jacksonville Jaguars play in Florida. And so he had access to a stadium. And unlike most things where you're going, it's middle of COVID, and you went, can we borrow your stadium? They'd be like, no fucking way. No, I mean,
COVID all over it.
COVID. Everyone got COVID. Don't want COVID on my stuff. He was like, Dad, can I? And he's like, yes, you can. So they get this. Worth saying, I mean, this was not by a long chalk, if you like, the first cinematic match. We saw in WrestleMania 36, they had the Boneyard match for The Undertaker, and they had the match that sort of took place inside John Cena's mind between him and Bray Wyatt.
Ruthless aggression! Wow! Whoever thought this was actually gonna work? I'm not gonna lie, this is pretty embarrassing, you know?
So there had been these sort of thing of cinematic matches, is what they've been termed. WWE had done them successfully. AEW had looked at them and said, okay, well, how can we do it?
Right.
And worth just quickly, history of cinematic matches. They largely, the product of one man, and that was Matt Hardy.
Right.
So when he was in TNA in 2016, he was feuding with his brother, and he started doing lots of vignettes from his own house. And this led to pretty much a show-long thing where he would be in his house. He introduced his drone called, I think, Vanguard 1. His father-in-law, who was the Spanish gardener, Senor Benjamin. And they just used the whole family in this big thing. And that was known as the Final Deletion. And they had a match between Jeff, who at that time was called Brother Nero, because Matt Hardy was in this weird character where delete.
Yeah.
And he'd say, Brother Nero.
Official! 1, 2, 3, that's it. Senor Benjamin. No! That's not check. No pinfall. Now Brother Nero! Where are you? Brother Nero! And it was all done from his house, from his compound.
Yeah.
And it was very much a campy, but oddly successful piece.
Brother Nero, I have brought you here to my personal zoo for a very specific reason. I have brought you here today to battle with Smoking Joe Frazier. Yeah. Let the training commence. Yes.
Smoking Joe, Brother Nero, fight! Yes. Now, finish this.
It was so stupid and charming and shoestring that they did it a few more times, and all of them were quite well regarded.
Talk to your old friend Skarsgård. He's right here.
Who's Skarsgård?
Skarsgård is your boat. Come on, you used to love this boat.
How in the hell would I talk to a boat? It's a boat, it's not alive.
I don't know how you did it, but you did it, Matt.
I mean, what do you think, I am magical or
Well,
something?
you used to be magical.
That's crazy talk. Everything you're saying is madness.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
It was always sort of at the time before the pandemic, people were like, this is money saving. You know,
right.
they don't, you know, they're getting an hour of TV here, which is essentially a home movie in someone's house.
Yeah.
You know, and they get all the people to turn up and it's all silly and it's a bit of a novelty.
Yeah.
But people quite liked them. But there was a danger, I think, people were thinking these are going to happen all the time. The pandemic made that more likely. And indeed, over the pandemic, WWE have put on some awful fucking cinematic matches. The ones at WrestleMania, the first two, everyone went, those were quite good. And so after that, they were like, oh, we can do this in our
do it
sleep.
all the time. Yeah.
And they really cannot. AEW went a slightly different way, where they went, well, we need to pre-record it. It needs to be this cinematic thing. And so they decided to... It's just a really clever way of doing it. What they did was they went, let's have an absolutely chaotic match. But because it's not going live, we can actually set it up in stages, we can edit it properly, and we can tell different stories throughout, and it's not going to get too messy. And it lasts for half an hour, this match. And it is a match against all odds. This thing of 10 men taking part in a Falls Count Anywhere match in a stadium that involves a horse. Now, they still managed to make it all throughout a coherent wrestling match. And that is just amazing.
Sometimes we watch wrestling matches, certainly like WCW, they couldn't do that when they were having a wrestling match.
No. All of this is perfect. The other thing they had, of course, is they had, unlike WWE, where it's one person saying, this is what you're going to do, and writers saying, this is what the man wants us to do, and the wrestlers finding out about it, and having to act. Here, they're going, we aren't going to make you act. What we're going to do is put you in scenarios. So, for example, go round the stadium. What can we use? And the 5 wrestlers on each side, who have got unbelievable amounts of experience at main event level, a lot of them, have gone round and gone, you're going to have to do a moonsault off that.
Yeah.
They've gone round and gone, there's a pool here. Do you know what we should do, right? They've walked around. There's a bar here. God, oh my God, you've got to throw him down the bar. Yeah. If we come in here and we don't throw him down the length of the bar, like in a cowboy film, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And they've gone through and they have mapped it out so well that every single part of it has been planned by people who know what they can do in the ring. They play to their own strengths. There's a bit I love right at the end. So this is a match between, I probably should set that up in some way. It's a match between the Inner Circle, who are a faction, headed up by Chris Jericho, with Jake Hager, the tag team Proud and Powerful, formerly LAX, Santana and Ortiz, and Sammy Guevara, the Spanish God. Sammy Guevara, one of my favourite wrestlers currently at the minute. He's got a great arrogance, also shitty heel. It's the Miz done well, basically. He's also got a beautiful face like a lady. Really lovely. And they're taking on the Elite, who are Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks, Hangman Adam Page, and an honorary member of the Elite for the night, Matt Hardy, the man who came up with the cinematic concept, who was also feuding with Sammy Guevara at the time.
He's broken though, Mark.
He is broken.
Matt Hardy. Why is he broken?
He's broken because he had a character where his mind had snapped. And so he became very mad, and that was broken Matt Hardy. And when he went to WWE, they made him woken Matt Hardy. So they could use the gimmick again. He's back here now, and he's just Matt Hardy. I mean, this is a good example about how Matt Hardy, whenever they bring him back to WWE, and this has happened really from about 2003 onwards, whenever they bring him back, they're like, we know he's a big star. He went out to Ring of Honor. He became big. We've brought him back. We don't know what to do with him. Just let him slip down the card. He goes away.
Are you kidding me? What's broken, Matt Hardy?
He Ring of Honor, bring him back at WrestleMania because he's a big star again. Bring him back, goes down there. They get rid of him, and they must have this time have thought, I think it's finally over. I think it's finally over now. We can get rid of him. They get rid of him, and he's back in AEW. He's sort of in semi-main events all the time. They just cannot handle him.
Looking like a member of like Rent-A-Ghost.
Oh, he does. He does. He looks mad. The maddest thing is, it's not his hair or his costume or anything. He's had really bad fake teeth put in. He's had veneers put over. At one point, when there's a silly bit, which in any other scenario would have been crap, and it's the bit in the swimming pool, and a powerful, I never get that name right, I'm going to call them LAX, it's easier. Right. LAX are pushing Matt Hardy under the water, and he pops back up, and he's dressed as the Hardy Boys Extreme Matt Hardy. And they just sort of go, wow, like that. And they put him back under, and he pops up, and he comes up as Matt Hardy version 2, which is 2003 gimmick. And they have a stat appears on the screen. It's an old WWE thing that used to happen. And so it's just like he's going through his gimmicks as he's in the thing. Like they're killing him, and he's reincarnating.
It's
right?
good.
It is good. It should be shit. It should be shit. And it is good. And he comes out the third time, and he's now broken Matt Hardy. I've been in the pool of reincarnation.
Another version of Matt Hardy. The multifarious Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy's whole thing as well is mad because he came up with this voice that has no meaning. It's not like you sort of go, oh, he's pretending to be he's a Hungarian vampire, So he lives. It's just got this bizarre sort of, we delete in the money ring, just madness, absolute madness. I love it. Again, shouldn't work, did work. Yeah. They put him in there anyway. He comes out of the pool for the last time. Delete, and I think. Excalibur, who's on the commentary, just goes, it's a pool of reincarnation. He's getting second life. Jim Ross goes, there's second life in those teeth.
It must be filled with the waters from the lake of reincarnation.
There's second life in those teeth.
What a shithead. A special moment. Matt Hardy watching that back going, it really worked. And then Jim Ross is going, tell you one thing about him. Teeth make him look a cunt.
I can't take it anymore. I cannot stand it. God. I don't want to be known as the person that eats people. I want to be known as the person who makes wondrous peach cobbler, damn it. With people looking at me going, delete, 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 delete. That's nasty. It's gross.
Matt, are you okay?
I am broken.